Luc, you are the CEO of Atempo, one of our French cybersecurity scale-up champions. Could you present to us Atempo in 1 minute? What products do you offer to your customers? What service do you provide? And where do you stand in your European expansion process?
My pleasure. Good afternoon, Andrea, and good afternoon, Dominique. Atempo is a French software vendor specialized in data protection and data management. We are part of the French Tech 120 community since 2020. We are also an active member in the Hexatrust, who's the cluster for cybersecurity and cloud computing, and we are a proud member of the ECA. We develop backup software to prevent our customers from any data loss or any downtime in case of a disaster. And we also provide a platform to help large organizations tackle the challenges of data at scales, especially with migrating tools to migrate large volumes of data or archive large volumes of data. We are, as I said, based in France, but we have a global presence, servicing customers over more than 50 countries in the world.
Thank you.
Okay, I know what you do, but I have a question specifically about ransomware, because hackers don't only attack the active systems, they are also able to tamper with the storage systems. So how can you make sure that in case of ransomware, the storage system is not hurt?
You're right, it's a hot topic. The backup is as you said, the last bastion in case of cyber criminal attacks, especially for ransomwares. So for this reason, the cyber criminals are targeting especially the backup data to make sure that our customers cannot restore the data when there is a disaster. So we have developed a wide range of features to protect this and a very valuable asset and make sure that our data will always be restored in case of a disaster. It's including, for instance, functionalities such as immutability of the data. Mm-hmm. It's including air gap solutions. It's also
air gap. What do you mean by
air gap? It's off-net storage.
Ah, okay.
So it's disconnected from the internet, and we also implement what I call procedures, such as 3-2-1 procedures, which is a rule, very important rule in our activity, which means that we will recommend and implement policies, storage policies with our customers, making sure that they will at least have 3 copies of the data. Mm-hmm. So that's the 3 on 2 separate media on premises, could be disk or tape, plus 1 copy which is off-net, so which is off-net and remote. So this, with those wide range of features, we are sure that we can protect efficiently the mission-critical data.
Okay, I see. I see. So it's clear that Atempo is absolutely state-of-the-art. Now I would like to widen the perspective, because it's now more or less recognized that French and European, more generally, cybersecurity products are up and running, that they deliver exactly what they promise to deliver. But some criticize the European supplier by saying, okay, you have good products, but you are not really able to deploy at scale, you are not able to support at scale. So better take someone else, if you see what I mean, because they have a good habit to deploy massively. What would you answer to that? It's very important. I know you have written recently a tribune for the press about that, so I would like to get your advice about that.
Important topic also. I think we live in a very uncertain and unpredictable world with rising geopolitical tensions. And the time has come for me, according to me, the time has come to distinguish myth from reality. And if possible, try to focus on real subjects like reinforcing our autonomic strategy and cybersecurity. When I'm saying that, I will come to reality. Reality is that European cybersecurity solutions are efficiently protecting most targeted organizations in Europe, such as ministries, armies, or even hospitals. Reality is also that those European solutions, they are compliant with the most drastic and the highest standard in terms of quality and security, such as the Second Cloud framework or certification or qualifications issued by the NC, the National Agency for Security. So that's the second reality. The third reality is that those solutions are also developed, most of them in France, by talented people which are educated in the most advanced mathematics and science, computer science schools. And those people are envied all over the world. Those talents are envied all over the world. And this is very important because those solutions developed in France are secured by design, this is the first point, and immune to the Cloud Act, which is the second point, very important. But it is also true, unfortunately, that if we find it hard scaling up as fast as our Chinese or American competitors, it's because most of the tech players in Europe, they lack large volumes of public orders, or also they find it hard raising huge funds to foster their fast pace of development. This is also a reality.
So you mean we can do it, we know how to deploy massively, we know how to support massively, we need to get the big orders.
We need encouragements.
And the funding.
We need encouragements to benefit as the Americans are doing or as the Chinese guys are doing. We need to benefit by large public orders to foster our growth.
And so talking about these large orders, can you give us a concrete example of how you scale up on the projects together with your clients to serve them all around the world?
I can, of course, I cannot drop or flash logos from my colleagues because I have no agreement to do so, but I can at least share some example from a few Atempo success. For instance, if I ask you, did you know that one movie, one American movie or one American cartoon out of 2 is archived on our solution? Did you know that? Okay, it's 50% of the American production, which is protected by our solution. Another example is that for 10 years, we've been protecting the assets of the National Film Board of Canada. This is one of the largest media library in the world. I can also mention the DIRAC, for instance, which is one of the most advanced supercomputing center facility in the world. Serving activities such as astronomy, cosmology, or particle physics. Just with 3 examples, I can show you that we are able to support large programs, scale, and able to support organizations of all sizes all around the world. Mm-hmm. The first is in the United States, the second is in Canada, the third is in the UK.
Can you explain a little bit to us that the systems that you produce at Atempo and you use together with your clients are as available, easy to use, easy to install, easy to maintain in information systems of your clients than what we could find from competitors that might not be from France or Europe?
There is always room for improvements, for sure. But what I can say is that, as I told you, we are serving customers in 50 different countries. We are operating from 11 different geos to serve at the worldwide, at the global, let's say, level. We have a partnership with the most recognized storage or HPC vendors, people like DDN, Quantum, Cumulo, Vast, Panasas. They are supporting and offering our solutions at the worldwide level to their customers. We have a very powerful network of distribution network with value-added distributors, system integrators, MSPs, resellers. So I don't think our solutions are difficult to source. I mean, they are available worldwide.
So Luc, you have been one of the first members of the ECA, one of the first companies, and you as a person to believe in what we want to get across as a message to the European ecosystem. Can you maybe tell us a little bit why you joined us very early on when we came to you and we told you about what we want to do? And especially also, what are you expecting from this association and from this endeavor that we have together? And what do we have to change basically in the European tech ecosystem to make it prosper even more than it is already the case?
A lot of questions in one question. Maybe give you the global picture. For me, we live in Europe in the largest democratic space in the world. First, and it's important because it's a space of freedom, security, and justice, which is not everywhere. Plus, I think Europe leads the pack in terms of environmental issues. So I think we are fortunate enough to live in this space. And it's our duty not only to pass on to the next generation this priceless legacy. I think it's our duty to improve and expand it. I believe it's really our duty to do that. We can do that with rules, regulations, of course, it's very important, of primary importance. But without a strong tech ecosystem, it's going to be difficult to enforce those laws, very difficult to enforce them. And I think this is the reason we need a very strong ecosystem in Europe. The European Champion Alliance, for me, is like a hub of tech entrepreneurs which are coming with a vision, to share visions of our future. They are coming to share ideas, best practices, and it's also a hub for connecting to other people in Europe, establishing partnerships, trying to work together, and be, let's say, stronger together. And I think there is something special also at the ECA, is that it's a community of entrepreneurs sharing a vision of a more respectful, more sustainable, more free economy in terms of in the data economy. And I think it's the reason why I joined the ECA. Okay. One, maybe to come back to your business, one question. I heard you talking about your customers outside of France, even outside of Europe. What would help you grow even faster at international scale? Again, the public order is key because it's the only leverage that we have to scale up quickly. It's the top priority for me is to make sure that the public orders fosters the growth of the European tech. That would be my first wish. The second one is we definitely need to continue to reinforce our laws, especially for professional data, and consider that they are a main asset, a priceless asset, as we did for the personal data, and especially to protect those data against, to have them Cloud Act free, to keep them Cloud Act free. That's a second will. Maybe a third wish would be to encourage the emergence of research and analysis companies in order to give the tech a bigger visibility, a bigger promotion, and balance the influence of companies such as the Gartner, IDC or Forrester, having a more balanced vision, not only an English-American vision of the tech industry. Another one would be to invest massively in key strategic sectors, and not only to invest in key strategic sectors, but to make sure that if you lead in some key sectors, you can establish partnerships, balanced partnerships in the sectors where you don't lead. If you lead nowhere, you cannot have balanced partnership. That would be my top 5 recommendations.
So maybe as a, let's say, conclusional question, if I can say that like that. So you're part of the European Champions Alliance. We have other members, of course, but everyone can, let's say, do his own fight, but together, of course, we are stronger. So my question would be, what would be the message that you as a scale-up, and you're already very successful in what you do, what would be the message that you would like to send to other scale-ups, maybe to join us or to take specific actions? What is your message to the others that want to make it in Europe?
I understand. I think the first one is surrender is not an option. So let's keep trying harder. But trying harder alone is difficult. So joining forces is definitely the key. I mean, trying to establish partnerships, creating synergies between the tech players is definitely the key. So wherever you do it, you have to join forces, you choose your battle, you choose the right cluster in which you can invest a little bit of time and just join forces with others to promote. And of course, at the European level, I think the European Champion Alliance is the place to be.
Thank you very much, Luc.
Thank you, Luc.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for your time.